I'm in a place of incredible awakening, and it's uncomfortable at times. And so when I was asked, and thank you so much, Anne, for inviting me. So I wouldn't be here uh, without the invitation from Anne, who I had the pleasure of meeting many years ago in Boulder through Reiki, and and then she came back and she whispered in my ear, you touched me and you changed my life," or something like that. And I'd long forgotten that experience in that moment, but it also reminds me that we have no idea where and how we touch people. And and that's a really profound way of walking in the world with kindness. So I'm trying really hard to remember that, to know where I have been touched by maybe people's judgment that, oh, I sometimes live in my car, or that I'm home free right now. I After a divorce, we had to sell the house, and so sometimes that comes with a lot of judgment. But then there are other people who feel like, wow, it must be really cool to be not attached to a mortgage, or you can go anywhere you want. What would that look like? What does that look like for me? So yeah, and I've been an herbalist, and I had my own business, and showed up at the farmers market every weekend, and found that my love of plants and my love of nature um, was something that people long for, to know how to make their own healing salves, or how to look at a dandelion, not as a weed but maybe as medicine. So this theme of kind of how to empower ourselves with this with our love and our way of connecting to the passions. And by the way, I'm going to skip around a little bit, but pickleball is also one of my passions. So I spend a lot of time moving around on a pickleball court, and it's where I can let go of energy and emotions, and be competitive, and have that a safe place to just express. Um, but expressing has been something that I've been allowing myself to do lately, and expressing grief and being vulnerable in that grief. So, with my Reiki clients and my Reiki practice, I say Reiki, and it's overall umbrella for showing up and just being present for people that are going through their own transitions. And um, so Reiki has been a source of comfort for me, because whatever it is, it just means coming back to myself and putting my hands on my heart, or wherever my hands feel guided to go, and taking a moment to breathe into the discomfort, um, allowing myself to cry, or to be frustrated, or to be grateful. They all are expressions of emotions that run through me a lot as an empath, or a sensitive, or whatever I want to call it. I'm learning to strengthen my boundaries around things that come in change, things that I'm not expecting, and I call it building spiritual muscle now. So I'm reframing a lot of this stuff, like oh, you know, something that we could be taken as I don't have work right now, but my work is everywhere. My work is not in an office with four walls around me. I take my work on the road when I go on my road trips, and I find people in the hot springs that just need an ear, or somebody is going through a healing crisis, and they need somebody make a simple meal or just be an ear. So it doesn't have I'm learning that I can show up in different ways and it's okay. So I'm letting go of other people's feelings like I need to look a certain way. I've already disappointed plenty of people. So that's kind of like, I'm getting more comfortable with me being me and not having to apologize and not having to explain that anything, anything where I'm at. So the introduction to today's um, service touched me deeply, as did the opening song. There's a vulnerability and a recognition that maybe being kind is a way to start, and being kind to ourselves. So um, let's see. Yeah, I found myself in a workshop this last weekend, and it's this always tender moment of going, do I need to learn more, or can I trust what I already have? And and so I sign up for this workshop because sometimes it's the community that I need. Sometimes it's the information, and it's core synchronism, which is fluid mechanics, which is another variation of energy work. And I think that what I feel is that um, when we when I take time for myself in this way, and I gift myself uh, a workshop, for example, it feeds me. I get table time, I give and receive. But I also realize how close it is that many of the people that come and um, want to lay on my table, for example, uh, there's a very, 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 very profound moment when I realize I'm no different than the person on the table. They think of me as strong. I have my shit together, and I turn around and there are days I don't. But I'm grateful. Like, I'm here today because of people like Anne, and there's somebody on this Zoom call that has given me a roof and a place where I have internet. So the things that we take for granted, um, I just want us to think a little bit about like how important it is to remember we don't know what other people are going through. We can't possibly know. So sometimes when somebody says something that hurts me, um, I have to remember maybe it's not mine, but I like to take it on as mine because I'm in the healing arts and I feel like I'm in service, and that's what I do in the world is I care for other people, and I want to know how can I make somebody's life a little brighter, because I've been the recipient of pain. I've been a recipient of other people's hurt. I've been the recipient of challenges that I wasn't sure I could manage. Um, but through this, I'm finding community and I'm finding joy. I'm finding my growing edges. Like, that's a great word, growing edges. So relationships that fall apart. Like, I had a growing relationship that just fell apart on Valentine's Day. That would be just a few days ago. Um, that's hard, A marriage of 30 years. It's a long time. Lots of lessons. So I don't know what to make with about it all. So there's a blank slate, and sometimes I go, "What do I have to offer?" And then a little voice says, "Oh, you helped me. You didn't even know you helped me." And I'm like, "What?" huh? Who are you talking to? And so I'm just going to pause for a second, and this this title of the I like the title because compost to compote is taking is taking the stuff we think of as garbage shit, stinky parts of our life, and turning it into something sweet and tasty like compote is a dessert. And so I started writing, and I have a book that's going to be published soon, and I'm really excited about it. And it's about intimacy, and it's poetry, and spoken word and advocacies, because I want to help people find their voice and find um, their passion and heal shame, and whatever that looks like. So, funny story is that I have grown up I'm the oldest of four, and I grew up in a family, and we're all very intense, uh, and successful, connected, vibrant uh, souls. And my siblings all sing, and they don't even sort of remember that one time they said, "Oh, you can't sing," blah blah blah. And I thought I would take that 50-year story and shove it. And I signed up for a singing class, and because I want to find my own voice. I don't want to be seen, and I want to be seen. And so there's this tension between, you know, I guess I feel the tension of life, the tension between wanting to be seen, not wanting to be seen, um, wanting to share my work, and then the comfort of just wanting to be in bed during a winter day, and the depression that comes in seasonal affective disorder in winter. But I feel that tension of spring coming and tugging at me, saying, "You got this. You can do this." There's a thread of hope there, and I know I have something to offer, but I forget it sometimes. And I kind of need friends and community to remind me that I'm worthy and that my work is important. And when I don't know what that is, and there's so much change happening at the same time, and I feel the chaos and a little disorder, then I look around and I go, can somebody remind me of my, okay, wait, somebody doesn't need to remind me, but it feels good. Can I remind myself? And so I take myself out. I take myself out on the trails, and I take myself to a blank piece of paper with some paints, and I see what wants to come. And it's a huge, huge um, uh, vulnerable moment to be okay with not knowing, to be okay with being uncomfortable, to be okay saying to somebody, they'll say, where are you? I get that question a lot. Where are you? And I'm like, I don't know. Where am I? Do I even know? What do you mean? Do you mean physically? Because sometimes I'm moving around. I'm like unconventional, out of the box. And now I'm starting to really appreciate I'm a I'm a badass. I don't know where I am. I can I can be I can be somewhere and just trust that that's where I'm supposed to be. It's so different than how I grew up on the East Coast, thinking I'm supposed to look a certain way. I'm supposed to be a certain way. Um, and Oh my gosh, I mean, I grew up um, knowing how to write a next day thank you note, and all the bells and whistles. And I guess I learned that's not, that can open some doors, but open doors is more of the courage it takes to show up as your authentic self. So the courage to just be um, raw sometimes, to say I'm having a hard day, or can can I stay in your house? Can I house sit? Can I can I um can I just be can I be in service? So if I lose myself, the best thing I do is I reach out, and I see who needs help in the community. And lately with a former neighbor who's going through some health, just maybe a little dementia coming in, super beautiful family. And I show up and spend some time and laugh and cry and tell them where I'm at, a- again and again and again. And there's something really sweet and dear that has no price tag on it. So it takes all the I shoulds and puts them in a completely different category, because life is short. If not now, when? Say yes. And so those are my guiding principles that I try to live my life with right now, is to wake up and go, I'm grateful. So with that, I just want to say thank you for welcoming me in. I'm sure you have some questions. I can't possibly explain my life in 20 minutes, but I'm super grateful for your listening, your attention. May you remember the goodness in yourself, and may you lead with kindness. Guess that's the and blend. Yeah, the polarity is hard. So may you find yourself holding space for those that need that reminder. Thank you so very much for your attention and time. I'm blessed. Thank you.